time you played Adelaide, Jan Stas had his shirt off his head. He got a hug from you, standing ovation today. What do you make of his performance?
Yeah, look, we're trying to build some consistency into Jan's game. The more he plays, I think the better he will get. For me, it was positive that most of our visa players scored today. I think even Borley should have got one in the first half as well. So I think that's a positive sign for us. Look, like I said, it was a little bit disruptive for Jan getting sent off in the first game and then getting obviously suspended for 2 games, and we had to make decisions of who to start with and have some continuity there, and now he's back in after the World Cup break, and hopefully he continues in the same way.
How key is mainly not your import signings? Because I mean, that's one thing that a lot of people say that you're supposed that you have such a good success rate. How were you able to find these gems?
We spend plenty of hours in the office and plenty of footage that we look at. For us, obviously, because we work in a salary cap, we work on a budget in certain positions. For us, it's very important that the player that we bring in is the right player. And we have a belief in the way that we play, and we look for certain attributes in the positions that we're looking for. So for us, that gives us a guide on who we look to bring in.
The red card notwithstanding, I don't know what you thought, but Jan hasn't stood out in the first half dozen games today. He obviously showed what you knew he could. Were you starting to doubt it?
No, not at all. I have belief in my players. Like I said, it was disruptive for him in the sense that he got sent off in the first game, which hindered him playing the next 2 games with the red card. And like I said, now we're building some consistency with him. We believe in the attributes that he has and what he can bring to the team as well. And look, I think the last 2-3 weeks, his wife and his son have been over as well, so I think that has helped him as well. So he's living a normal life in Wellington with his family, so I think that's played a big role in where he's at the moment.
With BK, he's obviously pretty tall for a midfielder. We've seen him pop up at the back post with headers and stuff. What does he sort of bring as like a different dimension to other sort of small midfielders you've had in the past?
Look, with the size of BK, he's a bigger 10. He's not your... Normally your 10s are probably between 169 to 175, where they're a little bit smaller. They know how to use their body well. They're probably a lot more silkier, if I can say that word, in that role. But BK is technically still good. He gives us a bit of height in the box, and he scored a goal again with his head. He gives us a presence in the box when we do deliver the ball. And look, for me, BK's been doing well since he's come in. He's taken things on board. Obviously, last year he probably didn't have the season that he wanted, and he's here to prove something.
Great start, obviously, with the goal early, and then the free kick given up. That it's a great good one. I mean, it's a worldie, but it's still in his wheelhouse, isn't it? Any disappointment around the free kick being given away there?
I think it was clumsy. I think it hit Clay's hand there when he's trying to bring the ball down. I think we need to make, at times, better decisions. The ball was in the air for a long time. It's one of those ones where it's wet and slippery. I think there's times where we can punch it back into the space rather than try to bring the ball down. And look, for me, it was a sublime finish at the end of the day from Craig Goodwin. A fantastic goal. And sometimes you've got to take your hat off to that as well.
Can I ask you about Lucas Moragas? I think a lot of people thought, Sam Sutton had that position locked down. He's obviously still in the mix. Presumably wasn't injured. But can you talk a bit about Lucas and his performance today, the way he's been around the team?
Well, I'll let you know what happened with Suts, so you have a background to it. So when we travelled to play the game against Western Sydney against Wollongong, his hammy felt a little bit tight. Obviously, the plane trip and the bus trip didn't help Sam. So on game day, he woke up with a tight hamstring, even tighter hamstring. So for me, it was no point of taking the risk with Suts, and Lucas has come in and done I thought he did a good job against Western Sydney. And for me, I'm quite fair with my players, and he's done well. So we continue with Lucas, and Suts was modified during the week. So again, there was no point of taking that risk, and Suts will come in fully again next week. And like I said, when the team wins, it's hard to make the changes. So Suts will work hard to get back his spot. And look, Lucas is a player that we got on loan from Newcastle at the moment. He's a similar age to Suts. It's similar to what I did with when we had Libby. I brought in Walter, who was a similar age to him. So there's a challenge there for them to each other to go out and train the best that they can. And when they get the opportunity to play, is to go out there and perform and maintain their position.
How special a moment to be able to bring your club captain on after 8 months out. You obviously hit a schedule, but give him a few minutes at the end there. How pleasant was that?
Yeah, it was good. It's nice to see Roof's back in the change room. He's our captain. He's one of the leaders in the change room, so it was nice to see him back with the group and in the change room as one of those leaders. And look, he's worked hard to get back to these points. Alex, you can't cut corners with the injury that he had. So for me, it's promising to see him get back onto the park, and it would have been nice for him and a nice feeling.
I thought it was your best performance of the season. Would you agree with that?
I'm glad you saw it like that.
Okay.
For me, I thought we were good. To be honest, I didn't think, besides the free kick, and I think when Payne maybe slipped in the box, Ibisuki's touch got away from him and we were able to defend it. Other than that, did they really create anything? I don't think so. The frustrating part for me as a coach is coaches are never happy, but was probably the 10 minutes after the player getting sent off. I thought we were a little bit too casual, a little bit too sloppy, and we wanted to score straight away when we had the extra man on the park. So it's one of the things I try to get the information across, is just picking the moments of when to go and actually maintain possession, because the spaces would have opened up eventually, because, one less player, they need to cover the ground, and they're losing, so they may open up to try to press. And I think we didn't do that well enough at times. Probably the back end, when we did have probably control over the game, we were good. Again, we missed another penalty to make the game 4-1, but that's football sometimes. But those little moments at times where I think we can be better at what we do.
I just wanted to ask you, Bill, given post-World Cup in Australia, should the FA get on and reappoint Graham Owen? Do you think he's done enough job in this? Are you pleased with what you're seeing?
Yeah, Graham's done a fantastic job. No one expected Australia to come out of that group. No one expected Australia to win 2 games and get to that point. And I even believe that's, against Argentina, if we score that equaliser, it goes to extra time, things may have changed. So for me, I think Arnie's done a fantastic job with the group. And look, if that's what he wants, I think the opportunity should be there.
Is this the classic mid-season surge that the fans made after a slow start?
Well, you're saying slow start. I think we picked up more points than we have previously. So, for us, it's very important, and that's what we spoke about during the week, is make sure we maximise the home games. I think we've given up too many points at home for us to get 3 points today. And we need to continue the momentum now and build on that and continue to get wins and get more points on the board.
And do you think with those import players, obviously saw they all got on the score sheet today, but do you think they've still got different levels of it?
Yeah, I think they've got more to give. You've got to understand, you're a visa player, you're coming to a different country. There's a lot more expectation on the visa players because they are visa players. They're taking a spot of a local, so they're expected to give you something different than the local player. But things take time. Sometimes a visa player can come in and maybe do really well, like we had at Sydney with Alfie. He came in and scored 20 goals the first season. Sometimes it takes a season to get through and they understand the competition and what they need to do, and the second year they become even better. So at this current stage, we've got all those boys locked in for next season as well. Jan is the only one that we don't have. Look, I think if you want a story behind it, I think Argentina is a good story. If Messi wins, I think it's going to be a very, very good game, but I think France have got the players to get it over the line. What's that?
We're all journalists, so we're back in the story.
Are you back in the story? Well, for me, if you wanted a story, it would have been great if Portugal-Argentina played a final.
Yeah.
Thank you.